Once upon a time, 5 or 6 boys were bathing in a river. The river was calm. The boys were enjoying themselves while bathing. They were playing around like crazy. Suddenly, one boy started shouting. All the boys were startled. Everyone looked at him. He kept shouting, "Oh, a crocodile has caught one of my legs." The rest of the boys came out of the water and ran to his mother, who was sitting on the bank of the river. The rest of the boys came out of the water and ran to his mother, who was sitting on the bank of the river waiting for the children to return after bathing. When she heard such a sad thing about her son from the children, she ran to her son. By then, the crocodile had not left his leg. Before the mother could do anything to save her son said, "Mother, there is only one way to save me, you should surrender me to God." "Will you do it, mother?" The son made the mother think. The mother was old-fashioned. She had immense love for her son. At the same time, she had unshakable faith in God. She said loudly, "Yes, son, I will do it. May God protect you." As soon as the mother said this, there was a really big surprise. The crocodile let go of her son's leg. He came out of the water safely. So children, do you know who that boy was? He was India's famous sannyasi Digvijay Shankaracharya. He lived only for 32 years, and who knows how many great deeds he did in such a short period. Deepu enjoys teasing Sonu because Sonu uses crutches. During a picnic, Deepu breaks his leg and needs crutches too. Deepu realizes Sonu's pain and resolves not to tease anyone in the future. Deepu and Sonu used to study together. Due to polio, Sonu lost one of his legs in his childhood, due to which he had to take the support of crutches. Whenever Deepu saw Sonu, he would start laughing and he would also start hopping in front of him. Sonu would go to the classroom with his eyes down and would start sobbing by keeping his face on the desk. When the teacher asked, he would make some excuse. Deepu's habit of teasing Sonu. One day, when Sonu was going to the market with his mother, he saw Deepu on the way. Then what happened? He started limping while avoiding Sonu's mother's gaze, which annoyed Sonu. But suddenly the mother's eyes fell on Deepu and she felt very bad about his action. She called Deepu to her and explained lovingly, "Son Deepu, anyone can be lame. It is Sonu's misfortune that he has to take the support of crutches. You should help him and try to ensure that he does not develop an inferiority complex, instead you tease him." Deepu's mischief and accident with Sonu. But Deepu listened to auntie's advice with one ear and let it out from the other. Even now he did not stop teasing Sonu. Whenever he got a chance, he would definitely imitate Sonu. Meanwhile, one day a picnic program was organized by the school. Sonu also went to Siriska with other children. It was a very picturesque place, where the waterfall flowing from above and the hills and greenery all around would captivate the mind. As soon as the children reached there, they started making noise. Sonu was sitting in a corner and watching everyone laughing and playing. Meanwhile, Deepu got a naughty idea and he came in front of Sonu and started jumping down from the top of the hill. Sonu also forbade him not to jump from such a height. But Deepu was not going to listen. He teased Sonu and said, "If you cannot jump, then why are you forbidding me? God has not given you the right leg, how can you run like me?" Saying this, Deepu jumped from the top of the hill. But then his leg twisted and Deepu groaned in pain. There was a severe pain in his leg. And it was quite swollen. Deepu was immediately taken to the nearby primary health center where after X-ray it was found that the bone of his leg was broken. Sonu's help and Deepu's understanding. Deepu's leg was plastered. Now he could not even walk. He used to lie on the bed all the time. While lying down, Sonu's face used to appear in front of him, limping. He used to think that he too might become lame like Sonu. Various frightening thoughts used to come to his mind. He used to get bored lying on the bed. 2 days had passed when Sonu reached Deepu's house. He had brought a lot of comics and magazines for him. Deepu's eyes welled up with tears, because none of his friends had come to his house during his illness. Sonu, whom he used to tease a lot, used to sit and talk to him for hours, tell him stories and console him that a month would pass by and his plaster would be removed. He would again start running like before. Deepu's new perspective and his changing thinking. Finally a month also passed and Deepu's plaster was removed. But his legs were still weak, so he walked slowly with a limp. All the children in school started teasing him. Deepu has also become lame like Sonu. Deepu would get irritated on hearing this. Now he realized how much pain Sonu must have felt when he used to tease him. At that very moment Deepu decided that he would never tease Sonu or a boy like him again. Moral of the story: we should understand the difficulties of others and help them, instead of making fun of their situation. Only through sympathy and help can we become true friends and become better human beings in life. After 20 years, the old friends meet in a hotel and describe their professions. When it is Nalen's turn, he says that he is a farmer. Everyone laughs. But Nalen clarifies his comparison that even though he is a teacher, he acts like a farmer. After about 20 years, 5 childhood friends coincidentally met in a hotel in a city. They were very happy to meet. When they sat together near the dining table, they kept talking to each other. First of all, Vijay asked Anil, "Tell me, friend, what are you doing these days?" Reunion of friends and their professions. "I am a doctor. Tell me about yourself," Anil said proudly. "I am an engineer," Vijay also replied with the same pride. On hearing both of them, Deepak also said proudly, "Friend, I am an office superintendent." Dhaval also did not stay behind. He said with arrogance and pride, "I am also a sub-inspector." Nalen was saved. He was silent. All 4 teased him, "Hey friend, you do not say anything. Tell me what is happening these days." Nalen's expression and doubt. He said in a humble voice, "I am a farmer." Everyone laughed on hearing this. "You are lying," Deepak interrupted Nalen, controlling his laughter. "I have heard from someone that you are a teacher in a school." "I have heard correctly," Nalen said. "Then why do you call yourself a farmer, when you have never had a farm?" Everyone asked him the question together. "The work of a farmer and a teacher is the same," Nalen replied. "How is that?" Dhaval asked. Nalen's logical answer: "The school is my farm. It is my job to sow different kinds of seeds of knowledge in the children who come to study there according to their mental level." These seeds germinate and grow up to become doctors, engineers, superintendents and collectors one day according to their different varieties. Now tell me, am I really a farmer? Nayland looked at all four of them. Arrogance of friends and appreciation of Nayland's role. Nayland's logical answer not only left all four of them speechless, but it also completely destroyed the seeds of arrogance that were growing in their minds due to position, authority and glory. Really, you are not only a farmer, you are also a nation builder, Dhaval said spontaneously. The other three also accepted this fact. Really, people like us are flowers of various varieties in the garden of a skilled gardener like you. Learning from the story, true importance lies not in position and prestige, but in the work that benefits the society. Nayland's story teaches us that every profession has its own important role and we should understand the value of our work and stay away from arrogance.